Alright, hope everybody's having a good one, and welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. So tonight's just gonna be kind of a chill hangout, do whatever. And I'd like to check out some coasters. I think to get started off, I'm gonna go ahead and load into load into here and get it kind of started out. Hey, Kings Island, what's going on, man? Welcome. Jaws the ride. Oh, that's got to be that right there. Yep. Okay. So Dale did do a lot of good work on the scenery here. Mostly the trees and stuff like that. I don't think he changed too much, like terrain-wise and stuff. Yeah, we have a nice kind of shaded area back here where it was just totally exposed in the sun before. Kind of fleshed out a lot of this back here. So this park actually looks fall. You know, back before when we just had a ton of open spaces, just I was like, what are we gonna do with all of this? And you add in the trees and it just fills up all that dead space really quickly. I still need to do something about this here. I've been saying that for a month. Probably more than that, actually. And with this. When am I ever going to get around to it all? Hey, this right here almost looks a little bit like a shark tooth. Wait, just a little bit. If you look, if it was more pointy. T3 sucks. Now, one thing that hasn't been done yet is adding some terrain around all of that. Or terrain. The terrain has been done. Adding, like, trees and stuff. So we actually have not. Let's bump that up a little bit. I actually really could do that pretty easily. And there really wouldn't be too much left here. T3 sucks. Written backwards, that's right, Kings Island. Hey Jimpers, what's going on, man? Good to see ya. Hope you're feeling better. player. What's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, y'all missed out Friday. Was it? I think it was Friday that I was back on. Never forget the palm trees, yeah. Well, I just figured, you know, we may as well kind of flesh this in. This is the one part that hasn't really had anything done. If I sent a music file to the Discord, could you showcase a coaster of mine? Yeah, possibly, but probably not tonight. Was about to ask for a showcase of the Intamin. Yeah, we can do that. Band player, I can look at the coaster tonight just without the music. If that's a or if that's not a critical component. Well, the other thing I want to be careful about too is because all of these supports are custom, I don't want to place something and have it screw up. Nice. I lost all of those. What? No! Alright, so that one... It is definitely a critical component. Okay. Alright, so we got two rogue trees here that just don't want to... So let's take them out. Alright, there we go. That actually may look okay. And then we just got all the other stuff to do down over on this side here. I think there is enough track clearance with that tree there. That one is not. I feel like almost potentially adding some additional terrain work. Actually having the coaster pass right over the water. Almost on the... like almost right here. It seems like it would be perfect to have the coaster go right over the water. But I don't know. Try to screen this off. Yeah, those there are okay. Now, if this thing tells me I'm not generating enough power because there are trees in the way, I'm gonna be mad. No, those are okay. That was a new mechanic in update 8, I think it is, or was, that, like, you can't have your solar panels, like, under shade, maybe direct shade, I should say. Or it would actually impact their ability to function properly. And then when the weather's pulling at T3, then you get like a reduction in the available power generated by them or something like that. Which is actually kind of cool in the sense of park management and realism. But if you're not into that, then I get why. That would be kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. Getting a few trees right over here. Ah! Oh, come on. Alright, I think I can deal with the remainder of that another time. No, honestly, just try slapping a couple trees down over here. I actually want to give this a POV. With the scenery enhanced a bit. Like, this really is one of my favorite coasters that I've been able to place in this park and share. I'm not complaining, I made it. Wait, what's going on with the ride music? I thought there was supposed to be ride music turned on this. Alright, here we go. There we go. And there we go. Oh, there is music assigned to it. Why in the world is it not playing? I don't know, that seems bugged. Like, what in the world? Yeah, so definitely adding the scenery made a difference aesthetically. I still feel like it could be enhanced a bit, maybe even given a little bit kind of more specialized scenery in some senses. 'Cause, I mean, this coaster goes along the edge of the mountain. Now, I'm talking from purely an aesthetic perspective. It goes up, it goes down, it goes by some water, it goes up and down over by these hills, the same thing, and all whatnot, and it kind of looks the same as a lot of other coasters in the park. Now, from the rider's perspective, you're going super fast. It's a really thrilling coaster, so you're probably not even really getting much of a chance to take in scenery and stuff. But I feel like varying it up a little bit more would be good. So maybe you have a more open section. Maybe have a section where it's just wide over the water. Maybe we kind of expand the water out here or something like that. Even though you're going fast, it is a long ride, and there's plenty of opportunities to give it a little bit of diversity of scenery settings. So, well, definitely a major improvement than it being blank everywhere, I would say. Tortigan Tales, what's going on? T3 sucks! Dino Dukes, how are you?
From Corner Nashville's.
Okay. That is one of my favorite coasters. That is one of mine as well. Definitely up there with the best coasters you've made. We go ahead and upload changes. And let's check some stuff out. That Intamin prefabricated Woody is probably my favorite that I've made. Can't wait for you to check it out. Yeah, I did see you drop the code. We're gonna do that. Send a link to the Discord if you want to download the music for the Coasty along with the other media. Yeah, I just saw it. That's not for Ghost, is it? Because it looked real familiar. Oh, here it is, yeah. Right there. I do want to look at a couple things that have caught my eye. Look at that Viking restaurant. The free 9 Worlds season. Oh, I like this. The sensor workaround. Laugh like a Viking at all the guests freezing their little asses off in the snow. While at the park heaters. That does look pretty cool. The Bombay Bistro on Main. That's a beautiful building. Look at that. Had to put it in a Google Drive folder because I'm not paying $100 a year for Discord. I don't blame you there. I'm not a streamer or creator, I'm an architect. Clever. That really does look good though. Those couple things caught my eye. Mythology Flying Theater. Festive Kickflip. Kickflip Kev does some really cool scenery for some flat rides. Sci-fi wave sim. Alright. Let's get this. It does look like a pretty large folder. Or a pretty large coaster. And I started looking over and saw band player right about the folder, and my thoughts kind of blended. Prefab, okay. Let me just drop it here and make sure none... Yeah, no, that actually does. Is that the only... Yep. Yeah, so we'll actually just raise the entire thing. Very slightly, just looking at that first drop to make sure that it doesn't go below ground. And that right there should be fine. I don't care about entrance or exit, just want to ride the coaster. Ha! I'm gonna add some music. Just kind of for fun. Let's go front bumper. Oh! What did I do? Alright, let's go. Actually has some speed on the pre-drop. Oh man. You know that's gonna be some good airtime. That too. Up into the mid. That thing carries its speed so well. There's the double up. Man. That's got a lot of cool stuff going on. It's like the block brakes never even existed. No. There's hardly any brakes on the mid-course there. This thing just carries its speed so well. This is a massive coaster. And I feel like that should be higher. And I feel like that should be higher. But I don't feel like that should be higher. Yeah, your lats get a little high. Not horrible. Really good on the G-forces, the positive and negative. Those are kept really well in check. And your minimum forward, geez, that's probably in the final brakes when the coaster's decelerating. It did seem to slow pretty hard all of a sudden. At this point, if you didn't know me, you'd think I hate myself. The coaster that song is needed for is about to be 14 minutes long. Yeah, no. I do know you, and I still wonder, like, why are you torturing yourself with something that long? Like, I mean, 3 or 4 minutes would be one thing, and that's a lengthy time for a coaster. There are actually no inversions on this, which I was a little surprised about. I mean, granted, these Intamin prefabs don't really have inversions. But with that said, those of you that have seen several of Jimper's coaster, he actually slips a little sneak inversion in somewhere where you're not expecting it. Or, the more likely scenario is the overbanked turns end up registering in the game as an inversion. But 14 moments of airtime with a 10-second airtime, almost 11, airtime duration. And right there, so this coaster's probably about 160 feet tall or so. It's got good speed. I actually do want to look at these heat maps. Aha. Perfect. You know, it's really interesting how it goes from orange to red and then picks right back up, because this thing is carrying good speed, and I'd like to imagine that you actually get some pretty decent airtime going over the top of that. Maybe not. I don't know. But I mean, just look at the the amount of green on this. There's just so many large sections of green. Look at these beautiful camelbacks too. Really well profiled. And yeah, the excitement shows. I mean, even right there through that, you don't get a lot of airtime on that hill. I mean, maybe you do. It doesn't look like you would. Here's really good throughout. Well, it actually gets a tiny bit high right here, but that's really not bad. It did feel like this was a little bit whippy in a couple moments. But overall, it's really not that bad. Nausea is kept under control the entire way. I wonder if this is where it's pulling the lats, because that's really the highest point. Even up here, it's not. This is the speed profile of the coaster. Let's see here. Oh, it's right here. I think that's the highest point. It's actually not even bad right there. Interesting. Let's go to the verticals. 3.6 on the first drop. A little higher right there. It kind of picks up. This is a pretty intense helix, so that's probably where. And let's look at the airtime. There's going to be some pretty considerable ejector airtime on those camelbacks here. Yeah, you actually really aren't getting... I mean, to get a little bit of floater right through that, but yeah, as it kind of rolls in, you start picking up those positive Gs. And then airtime... Really good moments of sustained airtime, even coming up off of that. And then, right there. You get a good pop right there. Take a look at this double up. That's so cool. Yeah, that looks really neat. Ah! Another real strong pop of ejector there. Really cool. And if you look at the forward Gs, and that's where that's going on right there, is a pretty abrupt run into the brakes, which, what do you expect? So. Alright. I want to actually watch this from the back row. And you know what I'm gonna do? Actually place an entrance and exit. Connect entrance to path. Dang it. And I'm gonna cheat and put a stamp. There we go. Ah! There we go. Alright, now what this will let us do is actually be able to ride it without all of those dummies in the back row. Or well, in all the rows in front of us. Also worth noting, the friction is turned way down to help it maintain its speed. What's going on? Does this one not want to move? It might be a little bit bugged. Now, let me double check something. Do we need to take it down to 2 trains? Now we gotta test it. Now what's going on with it? Oh, it's because I had it paused. Stupid. Oh, that explains it. I had the space bar going. Oh, no. Gotta love that. Now we can actually slow it down and... Alright, let's go back row. Man, any day, why? Now, you know what? Maybe something with this actually is going on. What is happening here? Game is not paused. Okay, so it doesn't have the employee. Okay. Now, why don't they? Oh, good lord. Man, all I want is a back row ride on this. Is that too much to ask for? Might be. Alright. Now it's running. Finally. Give me my back row ride. Hey, there we go. Actually pretty tall seats too, so I'm not really sure that we'd be saving much space of not having to look at the tops of the dummies' heads or whatever, but and here we go. And you can, with these longer trains, you can definitely feel yourself getting pulled over the tops of those hills there. You get yanked right over the top of that there. Holy cow. Yeah, that's really so fun. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, Jimpers, I would say this is your best Woody for sure. I still don't know if I would put that above, I don't know if I'd put that above Trade Winds. That Intamin wing. And, that other, B&M Hyper that you did. Like, Giga, technically. Jumpers, I love this coaster. The death metal in the background makes it so much better. By the way, am I going to look at the coastie? Why, the one you suggested, I don't think I'm going to drop the music into it. But I asked you, I said, was it for Ghost? Because I saw you reposted the files, but... Or is it something else? I can upload right now, it's just the music. Adds a lot to the coaster in question. Music is not for Ghost. Okay. Ouch. Oh, I stood up and... Oh, I guess I'm getting old. I don't know. Some people who are going to be watching this and are considerably older than me would be like, kid, shut up. You don't know what old feels like yet. I was actually talking about that with a coworker today. I was like, you know what it was? We were talking about races, like 5Ks and half marathons and stuff like that. And I said, I can run a 5K. 5K millimeters. Which is like, I don't know, 18 feet or something like that. Yeah, I stood up to go get a bit of water. And I said, yeah, I can run from this wall to that wall, and then I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Two things added were Mine Runner and changes everything. And so we're only going to look at the coasters. I really prefer to look at just coasters unless I pick a specific night to look at full parks. Alright, let me open it up. Nothing else changed, really. Okay. Yeah. I wish when people have stuff they want me to see that we're not looking at it every update or every other update. Like, I want to see more of a variety. This is cool though. So that, like, when I pick a time to look and I go in and I'm like, oh wow, this is much different, and feels like a more kind of wholesome update. So what's this? Which coaster are we looking at? The Mine Runner? Or are we looking at this? Or are we looking at both? There's what? Oh, looking at changes everything. Okay. That's, yeah, that one there. Okay. We have time to look at Mine Runner. We'll look at that one first. That actually looks more complete. So I want to start with this one. Alright. Interesting sound. Here we go. My plans with this are not going to be complete until at least March. Yeah, makes sense. Gotta sync the entire thing with music. That's gonna be a 14-minute ride. I don't know how I feel about that. Alright, here we go. Whoa. Haha. Ooh, I like that. It actually works in the tight quarters. That is it. Oh no, it's not it. There's another. There's already 100 triggers and I've barely even started. I just... Yeah, I don't know. That just seems like overkill, to be honest. Like, way overkill. So you get 2 lift hills, kind of like Carolina Gold Rusher. Well, yeah, albeit those are... It's a slightly different type of mine train coaster, but that's kind of neat. I like that right there. You're kind of riding around the outside. And then you come back in. It's beautiful by the station there. Changes everything is going to be my absolute magnum opus. We're not riding this, are we? What's this? Oh, it does come back around this way. Yeah, that mine train was really cool. Don't ride it if you don't want. Well, no, I wasn't sure because you said it's so incomplete. If it's a 14-minute coaster, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really feel like riding that. But if it's not a 14-minute long ride, then... I mean, look at this here. So I think a little extra rock work kind of down below. But overall, I mean, this is off to a... When you get the music and I finish it, it's worth a ride on a random stream. Yeah, that makes more sense, yeah. That definitely looks more sense. I mean, I'll just look at this. Like, that here looks really cool. Off to a fun start. And then it's a whole spaghetti strand of curves, hills, dips, valleys, all sorts of stuff. It's like good luck even following it. I think it comes around... Yep, then it goes there, then it goes here, then it goes there. And out this way into an even more jumbled bowl of spaghetti. Some brakes and a turn. gosh. Then up here. Ah, so this is where it heads underground over to where we looked. 2 plus spaghetti bowls, 3 out and back. I'm getting slightly burnt out from this. And see, this is... That's the thing about it, too, is... Like, is it... really... Well, it isn't even complete. I see it. Reminds me of the second best thing ever, Flight of Fear. Haha! I mean, it's so extensive, it's like... Like, is it really... Is it really worth all of your effort when you've already got so much good stuff going on in this park? Like, why try to outdo yourself so much? Is my opinion. But I mean, you do you. It is 100% worth it? Okay. I'll take your word for it. You see something in that coaster? I could never do this. No, I couldn't either. End result is going to be absurd. Alright, well, back to the mine train coaster, though. I really like the concept of this. Scenery around it looks really neat. The water. I'd just kind of finish a little bit of the rock work down here or something. And then you're on something really good. I love the way, coming back to this, I love the way this looks right here. Because you just look, and you've got this like sideways track along the, and then when you see the actual cars, the way they pass along that track, it makes more sense. I like that. That really does look like a lot of fun. This coaster really rocks, yeah. Oh, that was bad. That took me a second. Haha. Told you I'm getting old. And this looks really neat. And you've got the board slide up over here. It's like you're walking through a snowpath. Get to it, which is neat. An additional entrance back there. I like this over here. I'm curious what you're gonna do with it. It really looks beautiful, though. You get a great glimpse of the mine train. And you can't really see the... Yeah. Yeah, it's tucked too far back. Well... The background is a sneak peek at what I'll show later. I made a coaster with my help. Alright. What's going on, Strawberry Jam? We'll check that out. I think that'll be the Well, actually, no, you barely can. Just barely. Right there. Of the, oh, what's it called? Lumberjack. Yeah. Why is that Cobra roll so fat? But yeah, no, you're really doing a good job with that band player. Dino who? You need to see the coaster. Yeah, I'm getting the code right now. This must be it here, thing 1. Yeah, the code matches up. Watch Cookie Pirate, yeah. Watch me pirate your cookies, arr! I have been making big Cobra rolls recently, maybe it'll change though. It's not a large coaster. Ah, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. It is a very wide Cobra roll. When I think big, I was like, tall. No. That's pretty short. Just, it's very wide, broad. Well, let's give it a ride. Let's go to seat 3. Let's go to the top here. It's about 6 minutes long. Wow. Okay. Going through the thick with a double C. Cobra roll. Alright. So this coaster is a, it is really neat. It's got a lot of interesting elements to it. Not even really sure exactly what this is. Bow tie? It's not quite a bow tie. It almost looks like one of those pretzel loops, but not quite. This is a really massive, really massive corkscrew for the beginning. So I think the thing about some of these, even though the elements themselves are like cool, they seem a little bit out of order, honestly. And this thing, it's crawling through some of these inversions. It's what your mom told you to make. Okay. Fury325, what's going on, man? What is this it's the one that Strawberry Jam just made. Her mom, or his mom told him to make her decision. Okay. Yeah, it's just by the time it gets like up to here, it's struggling. And then you get through here and it rolls slow. And you've got another pretty long 0G roll. The Cobra roll, another 0G. It is a fun coaster. It's compact. It's actually pretty, like, it's got a neat layout. I'm not really sure how functional. Like, those are actually pretty good. Just feel like it crawls a little bit through some of that. I think it may need to be a little bit taller, give it a little more punch through some of those elements. But I would be hesitant to do that. You'd be putting trim in a lot of spots, because this is actually, these are where you want them. That's where you want it. All around, I mean, your forces are well tempered. I'm lightning on my phone, the real Fury 325. Moonsault Scrambler, what? Does theming enhance how you perceive a coastline? Coaster stupid autocorrect. I would say minimally. I can't say no, but it's not significant. Like, I mean, for example, you can take a really good coaster and it can have little to no theming and it's still gonna be a really good ride. And you can't put a sign in front of T3 that says God's greatest gift to mankind and get me to think that that's going to be a good coaster. So the theming is limited. But I think in the right situations, the theming, really well done theming, can make a ride experience, a coaster experience, that much better. So if it's part of the ride, I would say yes if it's part of the ride, but I would remove points for no theming. Corkscrews kind of kill themselves with the negative heartline. Never use a positive heartline for an invert. Oh, Moonsault Scramble was the coaster with the pretzel knot element. 68 feet tall. The coaster was... Ah! Now that sounds pretty miserable. 6.3 to 6.5 Gs. Gee whiz. Like, corkscrews kind of kill themselves with the negative heartline. Interesting, I did not know that. Anyone who has ridden T3 has forever sinned and have to go to the underground. Terrible. While you're in the new park. Okay. Yeah, I'll check out. Will you be willing to check out my Floorless Friday? Yes! Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to look at that. Although, some people may have already seen it. Yeah, I am eager to check that out. I freaking love floorless coasters, so yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah, that is the one. Okay, there. So, anybody remember, what was it, Rebecca Black? Wait, this is, what, 2011 or something like that? And she did that Friday song. And that popped in my head just a minute ago. It's Friday, Friday, gotta ride a freaking floorless Friday. Stupid. Inversions are all custom like usual except the loop after the mid-course. I got an aero looper, a custom SLC, and an intimate accelerator layout. Wow. It's impossible to make custom loops that small? Really? Is that a regular vertical loop? It almost looks a little bit more like a clothoid. No, actually, now that I look at it, let's say a closer angle. Why not? Fury, give me one of them. Because we'll check this out. I'm gonna be getting off soon. But yeah, if you give me one and save the others, well, the loop will get super circular. Yeah. Alright. Go with the front bumper POV. Due to the small size and high smooth strength. Yeah, that makes sense. Code for the arrow. Alright, here we go. Ah! Well, it's a good dive loop. There's actually some pretty good hang at the top of that. I take quite a kick on the mid-course, though. Oh yeah, you probably need it after going through that loop. Or before going through it. Interesting corkscrews. And a pop of airtime. And more airtime, nice. That's a really fun layout. This one takes heavy inspiration from Gold Coaster at Dreamworld in Australia. There's one custom corkscrew on it. Other than that, it's pretty much Gold Coaster. I like the JoJo roll. Love a good JoJo roll right there at the beginning. Ooh, easy does it. So, when I pointed out interesting corkscrews, when you look at it, they're not totally circular. They actually are a little bit, elliptical. Like, you see, they almost a little bit of an oval shape, like they're actually taller than they are. That. So they're a little more of an oval shape. It's actually pretty neat. That really cool overbank turn right there. The smooth tool kind of messed them up. Yeah, I could feel it going through them. I'm like, yeah, this seems kind of off. And then when I took a glance at it, I'm like, oh, it makes more sense now. It actually has kind of a cool effect. I really would have to watch side by side compared to regular corkscrews. So don't really. Ah, I see now. Okay, this makes more sense. They're almost. It's almost like if you take a corkscrew and grab the ends and pull them apart, and it almost like stretches it out because you're not going up 90 degrees like that. See, I think one thing I would do with this is to maybe try to get the curve and the drop. See, it actually looks really good from that angle. But I would reprofile this slightly to make it a little bit more continuous. And then there's such good hang time in that dive loop. Unusual. I feel like I would want that to be a little bit more whibby. It's a real good Cobra roll though, a lot of good hang time there. Now, this is a really cool coaster. I do want to check the stats out. Underrated. Underrated. That's on point. Let's go. 67 miles an hour. And that would be probably like 135 feet tall or so. 9 inversions, which is pretty awesome. And G-forces are in good shape. And you actually do get airtime, which is nice. Like a good... I love looping coasters that actually have like surprise pops of airtime in them and stuff. Corkscrews for my aero coaster at my Cedar Fair Park I put in the Discord looked like that. Too Smooth Tool messed them up. Ha! Is it a reverse sidewinder or dive loop? Well, let's check it out. This will be the last thing I look at tonight before I jump off. The SLC I made dies pretty much after the last inversion, which is really funny. Cyclone. Guys, I do want to point this out. It's a restaurant called Happy Wieners. Eat a Happy Wiener today. And I was like, what in the world did that get censored for? And then I looked at the picture, and that fully explains it. Hot dog vendor shop in the shape of a hot dog. Oh lord, some of the things that people come up with on here. That's pretty great. My hopefully cool coaster will definitely be done by next stream. Alright. Alright, well, I want to check this out. Cyclone. There's one custom corkscrew on it. Other than that, it's pretty much Gold Coaster. Alright, let's see this. Yeah, that feels like an Aero coaster. It's a pretty lengthy lift hill. Screams Carolina Cyclone to me. The first half of that, or not the first half, but the very first part. Whoa! Yeah, and it becomes much different. That was actually really fun. Let me check the code. See what's going on. Let me see if it works on my end or if... I'm not gonna look at it. Yeah, Mayhem. Yeah, it's working for me, Jimpers. Close up to it. We'll check it out another time. I do want to look at this here, and then I'm gonna head off for the evening. So, feels right out the gate, very much typical Aero. And you go up the lift hill. And this feels very typical of the start. And then it gets pretty wild, which I actually am not very familiar with Gold Coaster at Dreamworld. I've heard of it. I'm not familiar with it. But you get this really interesting steeply banked curve It's almost like a non-inverting cutback. And then you've got kind of this like speed helix. And then this thing here, it's something between a dive loop and a reverse sidewinder. And then the vertical loop. And then the corkscrew, which is pretty neat. And then into the brakes. So it actually is a pretty interesting layout. And I thought it was fun. It actually felt a bit smooth. I'm like, man, this is too smooth for an aero coaster. But it was pretty neat. Yeah, Jimpers, we looked at that Friday night. And I was like, yeah, I bet Jimpers would like this. And I was like, who is this? Where is he? And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, but I hope you are feeling better. I like the old intimate profiling on the terms. That and Excalibur are the creations I'm most proud of. On aero loopers, be sure to forget to use the smooth tools. Not necessarily. I mean, if you're making a smooth one, hey, quasi-smooth, like Tennessee Tornado or something like that. Anybody want to make a Vekoma SFC? A hang and bang. A family invert. Or whatever you want to call it, or something like that. So that one you have to use like a de-smoothing tool. Same with T3 and Kong. Actually had to layer track on Excalibur. It took 50 to 60 minutes. Wow. Hang and bang? You've never heard of a Vekoma hang and bang? Because it probably ain't all too well. Don't go around getting yourself demonetized now. Hey! Terrible. Alright guys, well I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off for the evening. Kind of wind down, get ready for... starting to rain. Get ready for bed and all that whatnot. Is Cookie even monetized? No, I'm not. So, I mean, I could really say whatever I wanted to. That's the joke. Yeah, I don't even remember how that started. But somebody's like, oh, you're gonna get Cookie demonetized. I'm like, I don't even make any money. And it just kind of just became a running joke from there. But half the time I'm like, minimum sub count is 1. Yeah, I think I want to say it's 500. That could have changed. Or I could be wrong. It may be 1,000 and it may be 500 for something else. Maybe profiling on Mayhem wasn't the best. I feel like it was a lot more janky, if it makes any sense. Alright guys, well I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Thanks to all of you for hanging out. Again, feel free to chat in the Discord and share ideas and improve each other. So, I will not likely be on tomorrow at all, but we'll see. I think I'm going to be getting home on the later side. I'm going to have a lot to do. But yeah, really appreciate you all. Everybody that has had something showcased tonight, great work. Thanks for hanging out, supporting me. I really appreciate it. As always, until next time, take care, stay safe. And that did not work! It keeps looping. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Take care, stay safe. T3 sucks, and we'll see ya.